1, 2, 3.
Liftoff, the final liftoff of Atlantis on the shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream.
Well, you're looking at live pictures right now. They've been taking this dumpster and removing some snow.
We are live outside of Fenway Park here in Boston.
Let's go.
Aren't they sweet?
Puppies.
There he goes. Oh, man. Coco the dog is in the pool.
Just rebuilt everything from a year, and now it's all gone.
Baby, you're a firework. Come with your colors burst. Make them go wow, wow. Leave them falling.
The night before Christmas Eve, Millie Beth Boudon is standing in the cold, watching her life burn.
I just grabbed my kids and I started running downstairs.
Her family got out of their burning apartment in time, but still this sight is a nightmare that's rivaled only by what she saw earlier.
People like hitting the windows, breaking it, trying to jump. People was just running and saying, oh, my mom, my father, screaming, just screaming.
There were people crying and stuff like that, like kids and moms and dads. It was pretty intense.
For the people who stood by watching fire destroy this Holyoke building,
I don't know about my apartment yet.
it's hard to imagine what could be worse.
I'm scared. I feel real scared.
At least a half a dozen people sent to the hospital, and many more losing everything they own.
A friend of mine lives here.
2 nights before Christmas.
He went shopping a couple of days ago for his kids. He was happy that Christmas was coming and the kids were all so happy. It's very sad to see these people, man, suffer.
For so many who started the day consumed by the holiday rush, they end the day with just the clothes on their backs.
Hold out your candle for all to see.
The light that once shone brightly in Phoebe Prince was alive once again tonight on the South Hadley Town Common.
We stand tonight again in darkness to remember a dark time. But we do so this time with the flicker of candlelight, a reminder that a light always shines in the darkness.
Hundreds gathered to remember the life and now legacy of a girl who took her own life 1 year ago after she was relentlessly bullied.
We can't, forget that it happened, and we need to take time as a community to gather, and it's all about community.
Friends and even people who never knew Phoebe held a candle high in her honor.
I'm here to support my fellow classmates in my school, in my town, because it really means a lot, and I didn't know her, but she made a difference in my life.
Phoebe was a great person. She was loving, caring, seeing that smile every day just brings us all together here tonight.
For the community of South Hadley, it was a chance to get beyond its troubles.
Reflect the journey that we've all been through in the past year, and to hopefully leave here with a sense of hope and how we can make a difference in the future.
Everything she's done for us and how great of a person she was and how a tragedy can sort of bring a town together the way it does.
And although she may be gone for many, Phoebe is still very much alive in their hearts and in their minds, still burning brightly.
Baby, you're a firework. Come with your colors burst. Make them go wow, wow. Leave them falling down.
2, 1, 0, and liftoff, the final liftoff of Atlantis on the shoulders of the space shuttle. America will continue the dream.
NASA's last space shuttle roars into history at 11:29 Friday morning, 2.5 minutes late. The big concern all week long had been the weather, but not today.
It was so improbable this morning. Even the crew didn't believe they were going to go. And amazingly enough, the storm stayed more than 20 miles away. The wind is a little strong now, but it wasn't strong at launch time. And there was even a little tiny gap in the clouds that Atlantis punched through. So imagine what that was like for the crew as they saw those clouds coming down at them as they bolted up to the sky and they punched through that little window. Just a great feeling on board the spaceship. I'm surprised and delighted.
Chris Hadfield has flown on 2 shuttle missions and was the first Canadian to walk in space.
And we have had a failure.
Now, a technical glitch just 30 seconds before liftoff stopped the countdown, but that didn't last long.
And off to Atlantis' computers has occurred.
Hadfield calls that a tribute to the technology and the men and women of the shuttle program.
So for me, it's the whole space program encapsulated. It is doing the extremely improbable despite all of the obstacles and using a combination of human invention and human creativity to pull off something that's like a miracle.
Atlantis' last mission is scheduled for 12 days but may extend to 13. And despite the end of the shuttle program, the future looks bright.
It's been a wonderful thing, and we successfully carried it off with Atlantis' launch today. Everyone should take huge comfort and pride in that and look at it and now turn and look to the future.
Bridget LeFew plays like a typical 2-year-old. She loves pretending to eat ice cream, but eating real food is a whole different story.
You know, you get excited about giving your child food for the first time. We had everything set up. We gave her the rice cereal, and the first time, it was 5 hours later, she was in bed, and we heard her like coughing on the monitor, and we went in and she was covered in vomit.
For another day. That's when Bridget was just 5 months old. She had the same reaction at her next feedings. Desperate to know what was wrong, Mom Amanda searched online and discovered FPIES, food protein-induced enterocolitis syndrome, a disease of young children, a severe type of food allergy.
If she were to eat a bowl of rice cereal right now, we wouldn't see hives or anything like that happen, but 2 hours later or more, she would start projectile vomiting, and it would continue, and she has reached the point of having shock symptoms.
Why? Bridget was miserable, constantly crying. Even more frustrating, the lack of information about FPIES and the lack of understanding they got.
It's scary when you're out there by yourself, and you know, people will tell you you're making this up. You know, your child can't be that sick.
What finally happened was we had to take Bridget to the emergency room because she had a very severe reaction, which is fine when the doctors finally stood up and took notice. Oh, there's actually something wrong here.
There's no way of testing to see what food will trigger a reaction, so introducing new food is trial and error. The most recent trigger, peanut butter.
She was having her reaction. Fortunately, it was mild. She was throwing up in her mouth and swallowing it, and it only went on for like 30 minutes. She was, asking me what was happening to her, and that was horrible.
Some research says kids outgrow FPIES by 1 or 2 years old and only have a couple of triggers.
She's really tired.
Not the case for Bridget. She has only 13 safe foods and 20 triggers.
I cook everything for her. We do not buy prepared foods because there are too many hidden ingredients.
There's no cause or cure for FPIES, so the LeFews are trying to raise awareness and money to help with research.
I don't like the thought of there being so many other parents out there that, are up all night with their baby and they don't know why their child is so sick.
It's good for daddy to eat.